Okay, let's get this thing fired up. Um, don't be afraid now. I think the music is going to be cranking here in the first bits of the in the intro. Um, Better than nothing though. Here we go.
It's Weber. We've got a 187. Anna Elk Moon's been murdered, and it's all over the news. Get down to headquarters pronto.
As word are desperate, friends and fans of Anna Elk Moon, one of the Southwest's most celebrated potters, are gathering here outside of her home in Santa Vera to pay their respects. Widely acknowledged as the foremost practitioner of the popular Santa Vera pottery style, Elk Moon was found dead early this morning in her studio by her husband Jack Gordon, a professor at the university. Police are releasing few details, but it is believed the subject suffered fatal gunshot wounds. No suspects have been identified as of yet. This is Teresa Chavez for KITT Channel 6 News.
All right. Well, we'll just make a save immediately, so we don't have to go through that again. See, I learned about this game a while back watching a playthrough on YouTube, and just figured I'd give it a go. It's time based, but time passes as you complete certain actions. So hopefully we won't run out of time before we solve this murder. Anyway, I think the game just kind of guides you along with making things you need to interact with Flash. I didn't look through the manual, so hopefully everything we need to know is in the game.
Heading back to headquarters, over.
Copy that, D-52.
I thought you'd never get here. Come on in. One thing's for sure. Anna Elk Moon had some friends in pretty high places. I've already heard from the governor's office, the honchos in the legislature, and the regional director of the FBI. Everybody wants answers. I told them I got my best people working on the case. Just don't make a liar out of me, huh? Now, there's not a lot I can tell you here. The victim was found in her studio by her husband at approximately 5 a.m. Bullet in her brain. And they both went to the public hearing on the casino project last night. When they got home, she went straight to her studio to work. Detective Nice Guy, come on in.
Chief?
I'm just filling your partner in here. Anyway, it looks like some of her pots are missing. That and a bunch of cash. At least $2,000, according to Gordon. He says his wife hated banks, and she always carried a wad with her. Now, let's get this straight. I'm giving you overall authority for this case. But since the victim is a Native American living off tribal lands, we've got to tread lightly here. So I'd like Nice Guy to do most of the talking. Comprende? All right. Now, I'm also assigning a Sergeant Rebecca Orlando to do the legwork, checking alibis for you. Nice Guy, tell him about that new gadget we got there, that PDA, Personal Digital what?
PDA, Chief. Personal Digital Assistant. These will keep us in touch with headquarters day or night. The lab can beep us for test results, or if the chief needs to talk to us...
All right. We got a murder case to solve here. Now just push the help button there if you can't figure this thing out. Now remember, I got half the state breathing down my neck. I want answers, and I want the right ones. The FBI's already making noises about jurisdiction. I can only guarantee you people 5 days to crack this before the big boys muscle in. So, use your time wisely. You don't follow the right leads, your 5 days will get eaten up with chit-chat and blind alleys. And I don't want you people hanging out with those nutcases at the Mongoose Tavern. Everybody down there thinks they're Sam Spade. Don't be standing around here. Come on, let's get going.
Oh, there goes our time. I think it counted down though. I'm thinking that's a 7 and not a 1. Anyway, let me get up and get a pen and paper. Not sure if it's going to be one of those games where I have to keep track of stuff myself, or if the game's going to do that for me. So this Elk Moon lady is deadsies, and somebody took some of her pots, $2,000. Got this. So this is our PDA here in the corner.
Detective Rebecca Orlando here, reporting for duty. Hey detectives, forensics will be closing off the crime scene in 7 hours, so you better get over there, pronto. Only 5 days to solve the mystery. Good luck. Time flies in Santa Fe.
Well, shit, that cost me 15 minutes. I'm really hoping the game isn't really strict on what you need to do in order to solve the murder. Yeah, hopefully there's no soft locks too. I don't know. And that's clearly a man going. See, this is me. I guess, well. That may be just someone clicking a pen. Sorry. Let's see here. Archive page. Oh, that's nice. Okay, let's see. Crime scene urgent. Did I play this?
Detective Rebecca Orlando here, reporting for duty. Hey detectives.
Okay, well, can I get rid of it? I guess not. So it sounds like it keeps track of stuff. Informants, suspects. Is this a search bar? Jeez, I'm just imagining this guy like, oh man, we forgot to put in the sound for the PDA. Hurry! Like, oh no, we gotta get this thing out the door. That's hilarious. Alibi verification priority. Oh, that's gonna get old very fast. What do we got here for help? Okay, so let me just go through here. I want to understand all this stuff. I don't want to get to the end of the game and realize I was doing things wrong. So yeah, it looks like it is counting backwards from 8 hours. I think we got 5 days, he said. 5 days. 8 hours each. Time costs. And it's kind of blurry for you, kind of blurry for me. That's fine. All right. So at a crime scene, ordering a test or trace is 15 minutes. Taking a picture is 15 minutes. There's no cost to review notes. Good. Forensics. Order forensics test, 15 minutes. Review forensics tests, 15 minutes. Each forensic test requires 3 hours to process. Traces. The van trace and phone trace each require 3 hours to process. Reading articles takes 15 minutes. Interviews take 15 minutes. A geographical oddity, 15 minutes from everywhere. There's no cost to replay interviews or review notes. Okay, so once we've got an interview, ordered test, whatever, there's no cost to re-review. Alibis, order verification, 15 minutes. Review verification, 15 minutes. Each alibi verification takes 3 hours to process. Visit Mongoose Tavern locals, 15 minutes each question. Issue arrest warrant, 15 minutes. Okay. So it's either like 15 minutes or 3 hours. Next page. All right. Just general PDA stuff. Evidence. Click to access information concerning items which have been entered into evidence. Mail. Click to access email, forensics reports, and alibi verifications. Case file. Click to access all information regarding suspects, informants, and their respective alibis. Photo, and this is in the case file. Click on photo to access individual case file. Click and drag photos to reorganize. Prioritize. Click to access the prioritize alibi verifications page. Key to alibi verification symbols. When the cursor rolls over an object, information about it will appear here, so that is not a search bar. Case file. There was nothing there. We'll get to see more later, I guess. Toolbar icons. Click to use tool. Pull downs. Okay, click and make selections from the pull-down menus to change information. Go back, returns you to the previous screen. Info bar. When the cursor rolls over an object, information about it will appear here. Okay, and we can replay movies too. Lovely. Close the viewer. Back, play forward. General stuff. Did we already see this? Prioritize alibi verifications. Current alibi being verified. Pending alibi verifications. Number denotes the order in which their alibis will be checked. Click and drag to change priority. So we learned that it takes 3 hours to check the alibi. And it sounds like we can just do one at a time then. So this is just a queue of people we're checking. And I'm guessing then we just don't have enough time to check everybody's alibi. And it's so much quicker. It's 15 minutes just to ask a question and other things. So maybe we can get away with not checking the alibi if we ask correct questions. And I mentioned that I saw this in a playthrough a while back, but I can't remember at all who the murderer was, so this will be Newish to me. Let's see here. Case notes. God, I wish that just went one time instead of looping. Oh, it does. It's just that I'm an asshole, I guess. Notes. Any information which you've been able to glean from the first interviews will appear here in bullet point form. Okay, so maybe I don't need to keep my own notes. I'm still gonna do it anyway. I think, because at least until I get the hang of what kind of notes are being recorded here. Because I don't want to miss anything. I'm gonna try to hopefully get this done today. If I don't get this done today, I have Monday off, and I will probably do a bonus stream to finish it up then. But planning on streaming for about 4, maybe 5 hours today. Alright, so case notes. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Evidence menu. There's a lot of stuff going on here. A photo. Click the photo to access the individual evidence file. Test the status indicator. Or test status indicator. Info bar. Blah, blah, blah. Did I already read this shit? It feels like I've... A lot of these just seem to be like reviewing stuff, prioritizing, so we'll just kind of scroll through this. Link to file. So from this, we'll take you to the file related to the case file page or evidence item page. Oh, this is good stuff. Calendar shows the current day, 1 through 5. Is shown here. Current day. Each day which is passed is marked with an X. Each day consists of 8 working hours. Locations on the map which may be visited are denoted by a halo of light which appears around them. Moving the cursor over the location will reveal the name of the person who lives there. Sundial displays the amount of time remaining in the working day. Oh man, this is wild. That's a lot of stuff. Arrest computer pull downs. Click and make selections from the pull down menu to change information. Arrest warrant. Click to request an arrest warrant for the person currently highlighted. PDA access. Click to access the information contained on your PDA. On the arrest computer screen, info bar. Yeah. Okay, so now... jeez. Now we're... Oh. I wish it was playing music during that. Did I save? Whatever. I'm saving again. So we have... the Elk Moon Studio. I don't know what the slash means, if it's that like location and then the person that you can talk to at the location. Just want to make sure I'm gonna paint the screen here to make sure I'm not missing anything. Well, looks like no. I do like the halo though, so you don't actually have to do that. Let's check it out.
D52, we're on our way to Jack Gordon's, over.
10-4.
Okay, so we're at the Elk Moon Studio here. Oh, what? So we got a compass? I'm scared. I'm scared if I use the compass the wrong way here. It will, like, I'm afraid this one will back me out to the map and cost me time. Not gonna click on that yet. Okay, so this kind of lights up yellow, I guess, for things that I can investigate. for that I can click on. So, just wanted to check here first. Let's go ahead and head inside. Okay, there's a dead lady. That's gross. So this seems pretty important. Well, first let's check out the dead lady. I'm assuming this is Elk Moon. Wait, torso? What was that? There's nothing going on there though. Hopefully, does it cost me? Please don't tell me it costs time to back out of this. No. Okay, so that. So, like, do I check out her butt if I do this? That's torso. That's gross. Okay. I think we're. So this is like an investigation screen. What do we got? Order forensics report. Sure, 15 minutes. Forensics on order. Take a photo of that. Gross. Review notes on evidence. I mean, are these my notes that I ordered forensics test? To determine the type of bullet used. Search surrounding area for shell casing. Did killer pick it up? Let's see, case files. Nothing in mail. I thought I had... Okay, this is gross. So, items entered into evidence. So even though looking at the torso I don't think cost me any time, it's still... Like, the reason I didn't take a photo is it's gonna cost me 15 minutes, and it didn't look like anything. But oh damn it. Like like clearly there's shit going on with the head, right? There's a bullet in it. So, what do we got here? Order forensics report. Jeez, stop looping, that's so bad. Examine the... Like, do I look at anything in depth here? Previous... Wait, what is that? What did that say? Item 21. What are the other items? Forensics report. I think we saw it takes 3 hours. Whatever, let's head back. Like, so this doesn't take 15 minutes to just click on it, right? I don't want to, like, there's nothing there. There's nothing there, so I don't know why I would take the photo, but I don't want it to be like forensics report, like, oh, there's some of the killer's hairs that you couldn't see. But man, that's like, it's 15 minutes. Ooh, it's time management game. I'm bad at that. Oh shit. Let me look at the other stuff going on here in the room. Okay, I just want to... Is that a pizza oven? I guess... I'm a dumbass. I guess that's a pottery oven or whatever you call it. Pottery kiln. Okay. To Anna Elk Moon for restoration and cleaning of Santa Vera pot. $500. Astrid Ames. To Anna Elk Moon. That's how I give people money. I just write it on a piece of paper. I say, here's $500. So, actually, hold on one second here. I just want to... Like the music's just going wild at times. I don't want to... I don't want the music to be so overpowering that you can't hear my beautiful voice. Let's just take it down a smidge. Alright, so I'm back in. So we have this letter. Like, maybe she was reading this. Maybe she was... Yeah, maybe she was reading this before she got shot. I don't know. Is there blood on... Wait, is there... Is that blood? Maybe I should take a picture here. Check with Astrid Ames regarding receipt and its content. I guess. If I took a picture. Like, I don't think I need a forensics report on that. There's some crap on the ground here. Ooh! Good stuff. We got dirt. There does not appear to be a foot pattern or shoe imprint. Order forensics test to determine if dirt matched surrounding area in and outside of crime scene. So I guess reviewing the notes tells you like what you should expect from the forensics report. Go ahead and take a picture. Let's get that forensics report done. Okay. We got this. Got a cigarette. Determine whether the victim smoked. Order forensics test to determine type of cigarette and brand name. Getting prints off this butt will be tough because of the rounded surface. Does that mean the forensics test will be useless? Search the crime scene for an ashtray to see if the butt matches other brands in the tray. Determine if the victim smoked. Broken glass. Order forensics test to check prints on glass, liquid contents in glass, type of glass. Search studio and residence for similar type of glass. Oh, it's all this. Searching prints. Like, this would be like maybe she was having a drink with somebody. Maybe this is their... Yeah, I want to go ahead and see if we can get some prints off that. For sure. What do we got going on here? We got some stuff up here on the desk. What's this? Hold on 1 second. Hold on, let me go back through. It's kind of weird how the... Like, is the music dead? I'm like, you hear the sound here. I'm just not sure how the music just occasionally cuts out. Let me actually just save this. Then I want to restore it and see. Yeah, there we go. Order forensics test to check for prints. Examine pages of the journal downloaded into the PDA case for clues. Is this it? Oh, okay. Let's... I don't know what I can see here unless I'm like looking for one of these patterns later. Did someone steal one of her pots? Actually, isn't that it? The guy at the beginning mentioned that one of her pots was stolen, so probably one in here. Dirt glass bullet wound. Have forensic tests in progress. I don't see any ashtray. No ashtray for the cigarette butt. Oh yeah, I hate these phones. I'm not gonna take a picture of that, but order phone trace. Run a phone trace to check all outgoing calls placed. Yes, absolutely, I want that. And I think that takes 3 hours. Also, yeah, I do absolutely want to check for prints as well. I'm not taking a picture of the phone though. Geez, there's just so much stuff on order here in this first day. And it's kind of weird that they left the body. Like, apparently this happened how many hours ago? And I think I'm supposed to be here with that night sky guy. And when I watched the first playthrough of this a while back, like 2 or 3 years, it was mostly like listening to it, and I thought my partner's name was Nice Guy, like he's a nice guy. I realize now I'm wrong. So I'm hoping if I miss something here that it's not gonna really affect me later. I'm not seeing any kind of like ashtray. So maybe I should check. Can you even get prints off a cigarette butt? Because I'm not seeing any. Oh, what about that Jack Gordon guy? Is that her husband? Let me look through here. Oh, we got nothing going on case files. Nothing going on here. Evidence. We got a whole bunch of crap entered into evidence. Cigarette. No photo. Should I take a photo of that? Because I'm not... Maybe I should. Just because I'm thinking, like, you look at this cigarette and it's like broken. So maybe the person who shot her has a similar habit of breaking the cigarettes or something. I don't know. I'm pure and wholesome. I don't know what people do with their cigarettes when they're done with them. But that's what I would think. Is we'll find someone who's doing the same kind of thing here. I don't want to waste 3 hours though. Like getting because it says getting prints off this butt will be tough because of the rounded surface. Seems like we'd be able to get a partial print though, right? And wouldn't we be able to get I mean, are we only testing for prints on stuff? Wouldn't we be able to get DNA off of a cigarette butt? At least one that's probably just a couple hours old. Forensics test. So a forensics test would also determine the type and brand name. I'll do it. I'll do it. I just don't want to. Did I already? I already took a picture of the. I already took a picture here of the glass. Receipt, the torso. Let me see what it says actually about the torso here. Oh, it says test for any signs of a struggle, ripped clothing, etc. No signs of struggle or forced entry into the studio signify victim knew her killer. The studio intact, no pots broken, seems to point to some familiarity on the part of the victim. So yeah, it sounds like I would have fucked up if I didn't do that. So okay, gonna get forensics done here. Fine, I'll take a picture too. It doesn't look like there's any kind of ripped clothing or anything. It's like no sign of a struggle, just... Oh, it's blinking. What's going on? Actually, hold on one second here. It's blinking, but order forensics to test for fingerprints. I know what the... Or do I? Because that was written by Astrid Ames. You would figure the prints would either be Elk Moon's or Astrid's. What if someone else's prints were on there? I just don't want to burn all my forensics time checking everything. And our 3 hours passed for that bullet wound. It takes us 15 minutes to review this, but let's check it out.
Here are the results on the bullet wound. Powder burns and traces of yellow suede were found at the entry site and along the wound track. My guess is that someone was using standard suede guarding gloves to muffle the sound. From the size of the bullet, we can tell it was fired from a .357 or .38 caliber revolver at point-blank range. We checked with county records and found Karen Gordon's name on a list of revolvers registered in the area.
Point-blank range. Karen Gordon. Now, Jack Gordon is a neighbor? I'm not sure. We were about to go to this Jack Gordon guy's place. We're gonna start seeing a lot of these forensics reports pouring in. Let's see, link to file. Alright, so there's no shell casing, and there wouldn't be if 357 or 38 would be a revolver, so you wouldn't have a shell casing unless you were dumb enough to take it out of the revolver and toss it on the ground. Review forensics.
Here are the results of the bullet wound. Powder burns and traces of yellow suede were found at the entry site and along the wound track. My guess is that someone was using standard suede guarding gloves to muffle the sound. From the size of the bullet, we can tell it was fired from a .357 or .38 caliber revolver at point-blank range. We checked with county records and found Karen Gordon's name on a list of revolvers registered in the area.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and save. I think we're done here. We've done everything that I feel is necessary, so let's head out. Heading on out. So we got this Jack Gordon. I'm guessing, like, is a neighbor. Every once in a while the audio makes these spooky squeak noises. It scared the shit out of me when I was playing back that forensics report. Let's see here, Dr. Jack Gordon next door. Yeah, so I'm guessing.
If we could begin with your name and occupation, relationship to the victim.
Jack Gordon. I teach anthropology at the University of New Mexico. Annie Oatman's my wife.
Sorry, I'm just taking notes here quick. So who's this Karen Gordon? His sister or something? Okay. Oh God. Yeah, here it is. Every single one of these just 15 minutes. I'm scared. I'm so scared that I'm gonna, like the game's gonna say, well, tough shit, bud. No more time. Can you describe the events? Is there anyone... Like, obviously I need to be checking on the husband and what's going on here.
Can you describe the events of last night?
Of course. Ann and I went to the casino hearing at 7:30. For my own part, I wasn't too keen on going. Anna's taken a fair amount of heat for moving off the Pueblo and marrying a white man. A lot of folks thought her opposition to the casino was actually backfiring, that any Indian who's had the success she's had doing her own type of non-traditional art had no right to beat the preservationist drum. I mean, she's accused of hypocrisy and much worse. I thought she was asking for it. But nothing scared Hannah. She wasn't afraid to speak her mind, and last night was certainly no different. I thought she got a good reception until after it broke up.
What happened after the meeting?
She had a run-in with Roy.
Roy?
Roy Altmoon, her ex-husband, and if I'm not mistaken, her murderer.
What did he do exactly?
We were in the parking lot. He snuck up out of the darkness, started ranting. Said Anna had hidden assets during the settlement hearing. He'd been trying to reopen the decree ever since the divorce. I just hustled Anna into the car and we drove off. Now, by my age, I've learned better than getting a pissing match with a skunk.
What makes you think Roy killed her?
Roy was a wife beater. He put Anna in the hospital once that I know of. Broke her right arm. Andy was desperate. Roy never could let go. And for the most part, Anna ignored it. I think that made him even crazier. You know, I'd actually stop drinking. For Anna's sake. Now what's the use?
Alright. Well, I think this asshole did it. Let's see. Oh my God, look at the... That's an unfortunate frame to pause on. Oh, the teeth. Okay, so she was married before to Roy Elkmoon. Apparently, allegedly, a wife beater. Who knows? You would think, police might know more about that if you filed a report. She met Roy after this meeting at the casino. Let's see what's going on here. What happened after the meeting?
You drove home after the meeting?
We must have gotten home about 10:30. I went in the house to bed to watch TV and I went out to work in the studio. She's been all gung-ho about this pot she's been cleaning for Astrid Ames. It's some super valuable piece that's being returned to the Pueblo. You know, for all I know, that's what they were after. Anyway, I must have fallen asleep. The next thing I know, I wake up and there's television static. It's 5 a.m. and Anna's not there. I went out to the studio. That's when I found her. Called the police.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't hear a gunshot?
You didn't hear anything? Gunshots?
No. Anna said I could sleep through Armageddon.
I don't know if the TV thing is relevant. Like, it's 15 minutes every question. So.
Is there anyone else you think might shed some light on all of this?
Anna had been working with an anti-casino group. I forget the name. It was run by this young guy named Paul Balin. They'd been spending a lot of time together the last few weeks. You could ask him. He might have an idea or two. Oh. And McCourse.
Who's McCourse?
McCourse is this guy that Anna used for the garden. She caught him snorting coke on the job and fired him. Well, he harassed us for a while. Kept calling all hours of the night, claiming we owed him money. This was, 4 months back.
Oh, give me 1 second here. I gotta get up for a second. Okay, so did Anna smoke? Hold on, let's see.
Did Anna smoke?
Neither one of us did.
Oh. So you say. Okay, so neither one of them smoked. I mean, shit. You say you watch TV when you get home. It seems irrelevant, but like, let's see.
You say you watched TV when you got home.
Later, when I got in. And then the beginning of the 11 o'clock news. Last thing I remember is a truck crash, I don't know, on Route 25.
Okay. Truck crash on TV. Route 25. I guess that wraps it up.
Our condolences, Mr. Gordon. We'll be in touch.
What's this?
That guy really knows how to booze it up. Looks like he likes his Scotch whiskey. What do you think, partner? Think he did it?
Oh, damn it. It like every once in a while the game will kind of freeze on these. And I have to... Oh, it's not... Don't tell me. It better not be... I'm gonna be pissed if it just freezes on everything here. Ah. Oh. Yeah, because I only tested out the first like half hour of this. So, like, let's see here. Come on. So shit. Let me, oh wait. I'm free. What the hell was that? I wonder if it's just like, because my computer was starting to have the fan spinning. I wonder if just every once in a while it not necessarily freeze, but get stuck processing stuff. Definitely want to order that alibi verification though. What the hell is that? I thought that was 15 minutes. Review case notes. Okay, so Gordon is Anna Elkmoon's husband. He teaches anthropology, blah, blah, blah. They both went to the casino hearing at 7:30. He thinks Anna's opposition to the casino was backfiring. After the meeting, she had a run-in with her ex-husband, Gordon. Jack Gordon thinks Roy Elkmoon murdered Anna. Roy accused Anna of hiding assets during their settlement hearing and wanted to reopen their divorce decree. Roy was allegedly a wife beater, broke Anna's right arm once. Roy could not let go of Anna, but she ignored him. Jack had stopped drinking for Anna, but now it started again. They got home about 10:30. He went to bed to watch TV, Anna to work in the studio. Anna was clearing a very valuable pot for Astrid Ames, which we saw the note for in her studio. Gordon believes the murder might have been after the pot. I wonder if Jack planted that note, though. He fell asleep and woke up at 5 a.m. to find Anna not there, found her body in the studio, called the police. Never heard anything, very heavy sleeper. Anna spending a lot of time with anti-casino activist Paul Balin. Anna fired the gardener Tom McHorse for snorting coke on the job. Jack watched Letterman when he got home. Then the 10 o'clock or the 11 o'clock news. Last thing he remembers is a story about a truck crash on Route 25. Let's see what we got for mail.
There's an important lead from Carrie March. The chief requests that you proceed to her residence immediately.
Man, I've got 30 minutes left in the day. Let me save. It's your mail. Crime scene. The hell's that? March residence.
There's an important lead from Carrie March. The chief requests...
No!
There's an...
Are you fucking kidding me? So, I thought... I'm going back. Get out of here. Get out of here, day 2. We're going back to day 1. I thought reviewing those, because that was the same one. Get out of here. Oh my god, look at all these places. Shit. March residence.
D52 proceeding to Carrie March residence. Over.
1040-52.
I got 30 minutes. Shit.
officers. Oh, I'm so glad you responded to my call. I have some information I think you'll find of interest.
Thanks, Mrs. March. But let's begin the interview officially. Your name and occupation?
Carrie March. I'm widowed.
Mm-hmm. Jeez, it's gonna send me to day 2 right in the middle of this damn interview. What is it you think might help our investigation?
And what is it you think might help our investigation?
Yes, well, you see, everyone knows that Anna left Roy Elkmoon to marry Jack Gordon. That's yesterday's papers. But what isn't so well known is that Jack left his wife, too. Karen Gordon. And Karen had been a friend of Anna's. That's how she met Jack. Karen was furious.
Mm-hmm.
Furious enough to seek revenge?
Well, that's something I'd rather not speculate about. Although I must say, Karen's indignation rang a little hollow. I mean, she was having an affair of her own with Ed Snyder.
The man behind the casino.
The very same. Karen and Jack had always been something of an odd couple. I mean, Karen's so outgoing and Jack is, well, he's so bookish. Frankly, if I were Jack, I would have left Karen ages ago because of the chain smoking alone. And it's those horrible clove cigarettes. Detestable things, aren't they?
Uh-huh, so maybe the cigarette was Karen's. Okay, you're saying... God. Oh, wait. So, I had 30 minutes before that. I've still got 30 minutes. I wonder if it... Let's see.
Oh, and by the way, where were you between 10 and 2 a.m. on the night in question?
You think I could have been involved? How positively wicked. I was home in bed. You'll have to check with Mildred, my cook. She always brings me salsa and homemade chips around 11. Instant heartburn. The wages of gluttony.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you conduct an interview near the end of the day and asking all the questions would send you into day 2 if you basically get unlimited time. Because that's nice to know.
Anyway, you were saying about Anna?
Well, I wonder if her real interest wasn't in that young anti-casino activist, Paul Bellin, I believe.
Is there anything else?
Well, Anna was giving Sonny Two Feathers fits, but then she wasn't the only one taking a stand against the casino.
Paul Bellin? Is that like the old British thing, like knobhead? Yeah, it looks like I've got unlimited time to answer this. You see, it's staying at 30 minutes. Whereas before with the Jack Gordon interview, it was just taken away. So yeah, I'm draining this lady dry. Sonny's working with Ed Snyder.
Sonny's working with Ed Snyder, isn't that right?
Well, they both want the casino plans approved, but I'm not sure you could say they're working together. I mean, Sonny represents the Indian faction that supports the project, and Ed is, well, in it purely for the money. But the casino advocates aren't the only ones Anna rubbed the wrong way. There was Frank Delgado, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
The Delgado Gallery?
He had been Anna's dealer for the longest time. Now, a lot of people give Frank the credit for Anna's skyrocketing success. Quite the savvy marketer. And then, out of the blue, Anna left him 3 months ago.
Left the gallery for another middleman?
Yeah. Given the growing demand for her work, she felt she could sell directly to collectors, but it's only half the story. Anna and Frank had a knockdown drag-out at the Mesa Cafe just 10 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
You overheard the argument?
It's impossible. impossible not to. Frank said Anna still owed him 2 pots. He said if she stiffed him, he'd destroy her. Anna just laughed at him. Poor Frank, you should have seen his face. Last time I saw that shade of crimson was on one of Anna's pots.
His warning that he'd destroy her, was he any more explicit?
Well, he stopped short of a death threat, if that's what you mean, but I'd certainly talk to him if I were you.
Okay. Why does ending the interview cost me 15 minutes?
If you think of anything else, please don't hesitate to give us a call.
Now, she had gardening gloves, but that Sergeant Orlando mentioned in the forensics report, yellow suede gloves. And these were like gray. So it just feels unlikely that she would be the killer. Like maybe Jack Gordon, the husband, or his ex-wife, Karen. Comments, Detective Nice Guy?
Bet she'd love to come in for a lineup, just for the thrill of it. Probably ask for the handcuffs, too.
Mm-hmm. Like, should I even bother with ordering an alibi verification? I don't know. Let me go to evidence here. Don't we have completed? I thought we had completed phone trace results.
Phone records show that Anna Elkmoon placed 3 phone calls from her studio on the afternoon before the murder. One to Astrid Ames at 2:35, 1 minute. One to Von Dressner, 2:48, 3 minutes. And one to Joey Detta, 3:36, 6 minutes.
It's like my time is frozen. Well, actually not so much. Whatever. Whatever. So just burn through a day. Oh boy. I wonder if we're gonna have to play through this game multiple times. Let me... And this was overnight, so I should have like what's going on? It's phone trace. That's done. It must be 3 working hours then. So like nothing happened overnight. Jack Gordon. We ordered an alibi for him, but how do you get an alibi if you're saying that you're asleep? Review case notes. Nah. Quit. Oh, shit, let's go back in actually. The archive page. March residence. Okay, well, let's go. Let's do like, let's start changing this. 2-1. Joey Data? Something like that. Was one of the calls placed. Sunny Two Feathers. Like that name. Roy Elk Moon. Definitely want to check him out. Paul Balin? Is that the one she got in a fight with? Mongoose Von Dressner. Karen Gordon. Yeah.
On our way to see Karen Gordon. Over.
Check her out.
Your name, please, and your occupation?
My name is Karen Gordon. I'm Jack Gordon's ex-wife. And if I'd had any sense, I'd have ditched the name when he ditched me. What else? Oh, yes, I sell real estate. Do you mind if I smoke?
No.
Do you still love Jack Gordon?
You were a former friend of the victim?
Yes. Until she decided that friendship meant stealing my husband. You see, Jack was looking for Indian artists to talk to some of his students, and I suggested Anna. I guess I only have myself to blame, right?
Hopefully we can get, like, what kind of cigarettes she's using to compare that to the forensics.
Can you please account for your whereabouts between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. the night of the murder?
10 p.m. to 2 p.m. Yeah, I was at home till about 10:40. And then I left to meet Ed Snyder and the gang at the Ocotillo. Me and Ed left together around midnight.
Yeah, this is really interesting on the interviews. Aside from Jack Gordon, this lady, and the other lady, Garden, we'll just call her Garden Lady because I already forgot her name. Oh, March. Something March. The time's not decreasing. Good for me.
Ed Snyder's the new man in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been seeing each other for a while. Is that a crime?
Yeah, so whenever I notice this, when the time's not decreasing, I'm just going to exhaust all the options.
Do you still love Jack Gordon?
Oh, please, Mr. Night Sky, I do have my character flaws, but masochism does not happen to be one of them. Besides, there is another man in my life now, okay?
Okay. Well, I mean, we didn't ask about the gun. We didn't ask about the cigarettes.
The ex. She did it. Call it my masculine intuition. The professor dumps her for Anna. She's plotting revenge ever since.
I don't know. I would think it's probably the husband. Like, how can the husband have any kind of alibi? Goes out there, shoots her, goes back to sleep. Reviewing case notes. Jack Gordon's ex-wife. She smokes. Former friend of Elk Moon. Blames herself for having introduced them. Night of the murder, she was home until 10:40, then went to meet Ed Snyder at the Ocotillo. Ed and Gordon left together after midnight. She'd been seeing Ed Snyder for some time. I kind of want to order that alibi verification. Like, not... Whoa, holy shit! Maybe it's not, maybe it's storing up. Maybe that's what it's happening. Is it storing up all these 15-minute time wasters, and then as soon as I hit something like that, it burns through them all. Let's go to mail. Forensics. Let's check out the dirt. What about my other shit? Like, evidence. Like, I had all this other stuff. Forensics on my dirt.
The dirt tracked around the crime scene is interesting. First, it doesn't come from anywhere in the vicinity, not the grounds or the garden. And it does have a high iron content, hence the reddish color. It also has more sand than the earth surrounding the Elk Moon studios. But here's the other thing. It contains a large amount of phosphate-based fertilizer, But I checked with Jack Gordon, who said his wife didn't use them. I confirmed that with a control analysis. Whoever killed Anna Elk Moon probably wasn't an organic gardener.
What if it was that old bitch? The March resident's like the most unlikely person. Alibi Jack Gordon.
Que estúpido. Jack Gordon has no alibi. He says he fell asleep during the 11 o'clock news, more like passed out, all grouse from what I hear. With this alibi, he's placing himself at the crime scene around the time of the murder. With an alibi like that, who needs a confession?
So, let me...
I just got another call from the governor's office. He says his constituents are bombarding him. Now, I told him you two were getting very close. And you sure as hell better be.
Well, that cost me 15 minutes to listen to that old ass berate me. Maybe I will get a alibi verification. Just to see. Okay, so let's head out. Oh, there's so many options here. And Snyder. The hell would I go to the library? I really don't think it's the ex-husband. Like, even if he was abusive, I think it was either the current husband, Jack Gordon, or maybe the ex-wife, Karen. Let's check out, so the call was traced. 3 calls: Astrid, Von Dresner, and Joey. Maybe we should check them out.
D52 heading to Astrid Ames' residence. Over.
Copy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but Mrs. Ames can't see you now. She's quite distraught over Miss Elk Moon's death. She's resting on doctor's orders.
Then may we speak with you briefly?
Certainly. Please, sit down.
Did Miss Moon call Mrs. Ames any time on the day she was murdered?
Yesterday? Not that I'm aware of.
But she did. But you wouldn't really expect a housekeeper to track all the calls.
You're Mrs. Ames' housekeeper?
Assistant. I have been faithfully at her side for almost 17 years.
Did you know the victim?
I didn't know her. Mrs. Ames owns several of her pots, and Miss Elk Moon was cleaning a pot for us in preparation for returning it to the Santa Vera Pueblo.
There's some indication the pot may have been a motive for the murder.
That pot has brought nothing but grief to Mrs. Ames.
Grief? In what way?
No, well, it's not for me to say, but... Well, Mrs. Ames has had a difficult time with her only living relative, a nephew, Ronald Ames. When the story came out in the newspaper about Mrs. Ames returning the pot to the Indians, he came over and exploded at his aunt. Said she had no right to give it away, and that he forbid it.
Where were you at the time of the murder?
Oh, Miss Carrie March, a friend of Mrs. Ames, came by for drinks at 6:30. Afterward, Mrs. Ames and I ate dinner by the fire. Then I read to her until 10:30, and she fell asleep.
Any idea how much the pot is worth?
Oh, its only value to Mrs. Ames was aesthetic, but I understand it's priceless.
It doesn't feel like this Ronald guy. Like, I don't want to go down that path.
We'll call on Mrs. Ames later on. Thanks for your help.
You're more than welcome.
Now that's a pleasant woman. Mean enough to shoot her own mother.
Mm-hmm. Inga Mueller. Mueller? I don't think that's her at all. Yeah, so that's what happens with the time. It just kind of stores up, and we burn through it at the end. Ugh. What about this other hold on. Like, I had all this shit going on here. Like, I had ordered the torso and the phone. Or is that it? I think that's what's going on. Like I was saying before, it's probably just like one at a time. So you... Probably sometime into day 3, all of that day 1 forensics test will be done. Who else do I want to check out? There was that Von Dressner guy that she called.
Heading to Von Dresner's residence. Over.
10-4.
Your name and vocation?
Vaughn Dressner. I'm curator of the Lascaux Institute of American Indian Art here in Santa Fe. I gather you're investigating the death of Anna Elk Moon.
Yes.
We know from telephone records that she placed a call to this office on the afternoon she died.
Yes, she did. She called about the pot she was cleaning for Astrid Ames.
So you had some prior familiarity with the pot?
I'd first heard of it when I was a graduate student, more than 30 years ago. It's an extremely important and rare artifact, a seminal work of the late Anasazi period, a key transition piece that influenced many pots made afterwards.
Had you seen it before?
Interesting you should ask that. Actually, no. I'd seen photographs, of course. Back in the 40s, it was owned by somebody in Texas, and that was the last anybody had ever heard of it, as far as I was aware. The fact that it turned up right here in my own backyard came as a complete surprise to me.
You must have been delighted.
That it was still around, yes. But it's something of an affront to the archaeologic and academic communities, great pieces in private hands. It's a pet peeve of mine, I'm afraid. It's unconscionable, and the tragedy now is that it may never come into the public domain again.
Yeah, let's see what the call was about.
What was the call about?
Well, she was rather cryptic, actually. It seems there were some unusual markings on the pot that she wanted my help in interpreting. We were to have visited the next day.
It was stolen? I don't know. I feel like the pot has nothing to do with her murder.
The Institute would never knowingly purchase a piece of stolen art, would it?
Well, there was an incident a few years ago when a certain historic basket came into our possession. It turned out it had been illicitly obtained. The Institute was cleared of all responsibility, and we have taken steps now to make sure we are not imposed upon as easily again. If I were you, I'd try talking to Anna's ex-dealer.
Frank Delgado, right?
Frank's always turning up the most amazing pieces. And I'm not sure he's always as scrupulous in ascertaining their origins. Not that I'm accusing him, but I certainly hope that whoever does buy it knows what he's getting his hands on.
I don't feel like this is going anywhere.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Dresner. What a stiff. He wanted that pot for his museum real bad.
Yeah, just... Jeez. So that should be our evidence here.
There's been an anonymous tip that a green Econoline van was parked outside the Elkmont residence the night of the murder. We're running a 2829 registration check on all in-state green Econoline vans in the Santa Fe area, and we'll email you the results via your PDA.
Green Econoline van? Okay, so let me check this. We got...
The liquid traces in the broken glass are scotch, and we matched it to old grouse. The fingerprints on the glass were a positive match with the victim's husband, Jack Gordon.
As I suspected. So I wonder after I get these checked if like new dialogue options open up and I can be like, so what about that glass? Link to file. So it doesn't add anything? Like, hold on. Item 12, glass. This shouldn't burn. It does burn up time? Even though I heard about it?
The liquid traces in the broken glass are scotch, and we matched it to old grouse. The fingerprints on the glass were a positive match with the victim's husband, Jack Gordon.
It does. Ass. So yeah, I gotta be careful there.
No, Karen Gordon's alibi does not check out.
Ooh.
The bartender at the Ocotillo saw her leave with Ed Snyder just after midnight. But while she says she spent the night with Ed, a neighbor saw her car take off from Ed's place by 12:30. Maybe a few minutes with Ed is all a woman needs. I hear some guys are like that, Night Sky.
Oh, so she's banging Night Sky. Uh-huh. Yeah, let me test this out. I wanna... Hold on. If I'm done with... So... I was trying to see if I could go back to this Karen lady. But it looks like it might not open up until maybe the following day. So yeah, I mean Karen and Jack, they're looking pretty stinky right now. Ed Snyder. Ed Snyder? Where are you? That was the, where the hell is he? There. So we'll go check him out. He was with Karen.
On your way to see Ed Snyder, over.
Okay, 1040-52.
Good day, detectives. What can I do for y'all? Coffee for either one of you?
No thanks, but we would like to ask you some questions about Anna Elkmoon.
Why? Am I a suspect in her murder for standing on a different side of the controversy? We had way too many opponents to kill all of them.
We have to investigate every avenue. We only have a few questions.
Well, I can tell you this. Anna Elkmoon, when it came to reality, had no idea what she was talking about. There's nothing more dangerous than an influential ignoramus.
This seems like a stupid question to ask. Did you know Elk Moon?
What about your relationship to Karen Gordon?
Do you find that significant, detectives?
Yes.
Well, we were seeing each other, if that's what you're getting at.
Where did you go after the public hearing on the night of Elk Moon's death?
Well, a couple of the guys from the development team. We went to the Ocotillo for drinks. It was around 11. We left about midnight. Fred, the bartender, can confirm that. I was home in bed by 12:30.
Were you alone?
No. Well, Karen joined us at the bar and we left together. She spent the night.
But didn't Orlando say for the alibi that someone saw her leave at about 12:30, like after this guy was sleeping? I don't think this guy did it. But Karen, yeah, not looking so good.
Did you know Elk Moon?
Well, I can't say that we ever spoke to one another, but of course I knew her on sight.
Hopefully this didn't eat up the hour 45 minutes, because I think that gives me time for one more big interview.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder. We'll be back if we have any other questions.
Anytime, officers.
No.
Good old boy likes two things, himself and his cash. And if Anna stood in his way on the casino project, she was messing with both.
Done. Please don't tell me it takes minutes to leave. Okay, so I think we've got time then for one more. So we talked to... there was one more person who was called. And that was Joe Data. Kind of don't want to talk to Roy Elk Moon. I feel like it'd just be a waste of time. Maybe I'll check him out tomorrow. Let me actually save the game. Just save over that. Joe Data.
Proceeding to Joe Data's residence, over.
Copy that, D-52.
Just some dude's house.
I hardly have to ask the Pueblo's medicine man.
I love this man.
Haven't seen much of you since you left the tribal police for the Santa Fe PD. How are you, Night Sky?
Working. You know we're investigating the death of Anna Elk Moon.
You have your job, I have mine.
Joe, we understand that the victim called you on the afternoon of her death from the phone in her studio.
Yes. I was having lunch with my nephew, Sonny Two Feathers, at the time. She wanted to visit me. I knew Anna when her allegiances were undivided. She strayed too far into the realm of the white man. And it seems she has paid the ultimate price.
What did she want to talk to you about? This will be in absolute confidence, please. You may know something that can help us find her killer.
She was calling about the pot.
The one that she was cleaning for return to the Pueblo?
When I was a boy, the pot was considered a most sacred object in the Kiva. One day, it disappeared, stolen by a pot hunter for riches.
I remember my mother talking about a great Kiva.
It contains the greatest artifacts of our tribe. It was created when the Spanish first came, bringing their religion. They drove the Corn Mothers away, and they put things in this kiva for protection. The location was a great secret. Only the most important elders knew. One day, there was a raid, and the Spaniards killed nearly all the old ones.
So no one knew where to find the kiva?
There were whispers, dreams, rumors.
Are you saying Anna died because of some kind of spiritual violation? Or because someone wanted to get their hands on that pot?
That I cannot say. Go with the spirits. I fear the pot has not claimed its last victim.
I don't know. Anna and Joe, he's always been disappointed in her. Says she's not good for our people. But kill her? I don't see it.
Yeah, absolutely not. This guy's too cool. Too cool. I wonder then... Oh, I guess that's it for day 2. I'm hoping I don't have to go through the game twice. So what's going on day 3? Just make another save here. Something's going on here. PDA, we got some mail. Ooh, the van trace results.
3 green Ford Econolines are registered in the area. 2 here and 1 in Albuquerque. But that one's a conversion van with customized windows. Of the 2 here, 1 is registered to Tom McHorse, the other is registered to a corporation, FG Limited. FG Limited is owned by Frank Delgado.
Okay, so we'll check them out. God, I already forget what the van was doing. Like, it was parked outside of Elk Moon's home, or... Okay, close. Oh, shit. Forensics on the phone? Was that fingerprints?
The phone was wiped clean of prints,
Ooh.
which seems highly unusual. The intruder must have made a call and then wiped it down. I would definitely order a phone trace to check all the calls that were made from the studio on the day of the murder.
But I did that, and nothing's really... Well, Astrid Ames is... Like, Is it the old man? Jesus, is it the unsuspecting old man who was so disappointed in Elk Moon that he had her killed? Jeez, that would be so crazy. It was wiped down. Like, who the hell would wipe down the phone? The only calls were to Astrid Ames, this old lady who was having her pot cleaned. Van Dresner, the gallery guy? Not gallery, but Art Institute guy. Phone prints wiped clean. That's strange. Yeah, because we had the trace done. Jeez, I wonder if it is one of those 3, or if it's just one of those things where the killer's trying to throw us off. Let's check out Carrie March. That's the gardening lady from before.
See, Carrie March's cook Mildred confirms her alibi. Carrie was in bed eating salsa and watching television from 11 until she fell asleep at midnight. And Mildred at Dice reading trashy magazines. What a cookie lady.
I gotta be honest, I got a bunch of chips and salsa, and that sounds good right about now. I'm probably gonna play some games on my own later tonight. The big ass bowl of chips and salsa. I like this Rebecca Orlando lady. Keeps the game from getting a bit too dark. And yeah, kind of like I was saying before, it seems like maybe you've only got one shot to talk to these people. Maybe per day. Okay. I don't know, maybe I'm just talking out my ass. But, see, Astrid Ames, we can go back there again. Sunny Two Feathers was... What was it, the nephew of this Joey guy? Alright, let's check out Tom McHorse.
D-52, we're on our way to see Tom McHorse, over.
He's the guy who was Gardner doing coke, I guess?
McHorse, we need to talk to you about Anna Elkmoon.
Yeah? She can rot in hell. I ain't seen her since she fired me. Gotta be 4 months ago.
Uh-huh. Where were you on the night of the 11th?
Where were you on the night of the 11th?
11th? I don't know. Drinking, I guess. Probably the cigar. I don't quite remember. I've been kind of out of it lately.
Because they followed up on these green vans. One of them was this guy's van.
Then you didn't visit her in her studio late on the night of her death?
No, I didn't even know she bought the big one.
Where have you been? Under a rock?
You might could have said that.
The guy keeps looking at the camera.
You carry a gun, Mr. McHorse?
Had a run-in with the law a few years back. They took away all my guns. Don't need them anyways. I'm not such a good shot, but I do take out a coyote now and then.
You had a run-in with Anna Elkmoon that got you fired, is that right?
She said I was doing drugs. That's a big lie. She doesn't pay me enough to buy drugs.
So maybe you wanted to get back at her.
If you're saying I killed her, that's a bunch of BS. She ain't worth the trouble. Got better things than to worry about that woman.
Give me that 1,000-yard stare. Were they trying to throw me off then with this talking about the van? I don't know why I couldn't even bring up the van with him. That's strange.
Look, I gotta go. Phone's ringing. Maybe we could do this some other time.
Oh, he did it. Problem is, he wouldn't know if he shot someone or if they shot him.
I don't... Let's check his alibi. Oh, that time. I'm ticking away. What the hell's going on here? He was blinking. Hold on. Can I... I'm wondering if I'm like missing shit on the side, like if there's evidence I can gather.
We're on our way to Frank Delgado's gallery, over.
This is another van guy.
A couple of formalities we have to get out of the way. Your name and occupation?
Frank Delgado. I own this gallery. We sell Indian art, both old and new.
Were you aware that Anna was cleaning a rare pot for Astrid Ames?
No, I didn't hear about that until rumors started swirling after the murder. Everyone worth their salt in this business has heard about the Santa Vera Kiva pot at one time or another.
What about the ancient Kiva itself?
Personally, I don't put much stock in its existence. Every corner of this state has been scoured by pot hunters.
Pot hunters. Uh-huh.
Needless to say, no one has tried to sell the Kiva pot to you?
If anyone is foolish enough to think I'd buy it, I'll let you know, Detective.
There we go. I wonder why I couldn't bring up this van to Tom McCourse.
According to county records, there's a green Econoline van registered to your company.
Yes, my company owns a van. We use it for business purposes only. I don't own it personally.
When was the last time the van was used?
About 2 weeks ago, we drove it to Don Juan's for a new fuel line.
Yeah, I don't know if this guy's...
Can you tell us your whereabouts on the night of Anna's death?
I was appraising a collection in Albuquerque. I didn't come back until the following day.
Yeah.
Thanks for your input. It's been most enlightening.
Likewise.
We got our man. Think he was gonna let Anna walk when she hit the big time? No way. She gets too uppity and wham.
You say that about everybody, Night Sky. Stop it. But let's get that ordered anyway. Check out the mail.
Detectives, we have a tip that a green Econoline van has just been spotted outside the liquor store on Arroyo Blanco and 14th. You two get over there pronto. We don't want that driver to get away.
That must be Tom McCourse.
Tom McCourse was at the Saguaro bar the night of the Elk Moon murder, but nobody saw him after about 8:30. They said he was so drunk he could barely stand up when he stumbled out the back door.
The cigarette butt's from a clove cigarette. There are sebaceous residues, but they're too corrupted for us to get a clean print. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Where was the van? Liquor store.
D52 to the liquor store, over.
Copy.
Hello, van. Oh, shit. Please insert disc 2. Let me see here. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't flip back and forth between disc 1 and disc 2. Because it's frozen right now, I can tell you that. Just kind of like it was before. And so I can't press enter. Let me actually... see if I can do this without the game exploding. Okay, this 2 should be available. Oh. This 2. Oh, my PC picked up the fan a bit. I'm just gonna give it another second here. Oh, there we go.
Of course. Yeah, what do you want? Can we take a look in your van?
Go ahead, you got nothing to hide.
What's this?
What the hell, man? Where'd that come from?
Hands on the door. John McCourse,
What the hell, man?
placing you under arrest for the murder and the robbery of Anna Elkmoon.
Maybe he was framed, though.
Silent. You're crazy, man. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
I bet he was framed. Is it day 3 too? Yeah, I'm really hoping it doesn't ask us to go back to disc 1, because something's up with with that, I put in this too, and it just kind of hung out there for about a minute. But anyway, do I go to the evidence room or interrogation? I feel like an evidence room first, and then confront him. Look at all this shit.
Ballistics show rifling marks consistent with a gun that killed Elk Moon. This was definitely the murder weapon. A computer trace shows the gun was stolen from a man in Albuquerque over 3 years ago. I guess you guys would call this a safe gun. No way to make a positive link to anyone, since the original burglary is still on the books as unsolved. There's definitely something hinky about all this.
I just feel like hinky about all this. Yeah, I'm feeling the same. Like, you've got this Tom McHorse guy who the game's established pretty quick is just kind of out of it all the time. How easy would it be to just slip all this bullshit into the back of his van without him knowing? So I don't think he did it, even though, like, you've got all this stuff that matches up with what we found at the crime scene. It just seems too good to be true. Like there's nothing to look at here. Some pots, some gloves, the yellow gloves. We can't do anything here. We can just look at it up close. It doesn't show any La Maderna pot. Pitaka pot. Lammy pot? Let me actually go back here. If we look in the PDA, we have this. We have the journal. So we got these pots here. Like, is one of these supposed to be the super duper pot? The pot that everyone's clamoring about? Because it won't let me zoom in on any of this, so I don't know what that says. It's so tiny. Van trace, phone trace, torso, cigarette, dirt, glass. Van trace. Let's go to the interrogation.
I swear, I don't know how that stuff got into my van. Not a clue.
I love this guy. What you mean, man? I didn't do nothing.
How did the stolen artifacts get into your van?
I don't know. Somebody must have put them there.
And the gun?
Never seen it before.
Okay, do you smoke clove cigarettes?
Of course. Do you smoke clove cigarettes?
Sometimes. You don't happen to have a smoke, do you?
I quit.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you on the night of the 11th?
I told you, I was at the Segura bar all night. I arrived there around 8. I was there, I swear. Ask them. They'll tell you.
Then what did you do?
Drove to Santa Fe.
Why? Were you trying to flee Santa Vera?
No, I was gonna hit some bingo parlors like I did most weekends. Problem was, I wasn't driving too well, so I checked into a motel. Quick 7. I really didn't start feeling very good till this morning.
And that's it?
Man, don't I have a right to have a lawyer?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, whatever. Probably should have got one before.
D-52, the chief requests that you proceed to his office ASAP.
I'm in the station. Do they really send out dispatch to people when they're in the station? I guess. Chief Weber. So it says like if I go down, I should. Like where? Oh, okay.
Listen, I'm getting heat from the Federation for Indian Rights. Now that Astrid Ames's pot has been recovered, they want it delivered to the shaman Joe Adetta at your earliest convenience. Which I'm telling you is right now.
Okay. What's going on here? Forensics.
On the torso, I found there were no signs of struggle or physical assault. No defensive injuries, no bruising, other than post-mortem blood pooling. My guess is that she knew her killer, or that she was taken by surprise before having a chance to resist. Otherwise, there's a good chance we'd see scratching, foreign skin under the fingernails, that type of thing. From liver temperature, blood pooling, and rigor state, I'd put the time of death between midnight and 12:45 a.m. And by the way, the autopsy shows the victim did not smoke.
Okay.
Delgado only wishes he had even half an alibi. He insists he stayed at the Best Western in Albuquerque the night of the murder, but there is no record of it.
Okay. Maybe it is this Joe guy. He said Elk Moon wasn't good for the,
Proceeding to Joe Data's residence, over.
Copy that, D-52.
Uh-huh.
Back so soon?
We found the missing pot in the possession of someone who may have killed Anna. Chief Weber wanted us to give it to you, as Miss Ames intended. But the DA says it could be subpoenaed in a preliminary hearing.
Thank you. This is not the pot. It's a counterfeit.
Ooh.
A fake. And not a very good one at that.
How does he know?
There's a dozen potters in town that could have turned this out in an afternoon.
A fake? Are you sure?
The sacred pot. The real one has a great, great spirit. This one, it's empty. Devoid of spirit.
Tom McCourse's alibi checks out, and he has now been released from custody. We may now re-interview all suspects. To issue an arrest warrant, we must proceed back to headquarters. But remember, we've only got one shot at making an arrest.
Oh no. Are you kidding me? Okay, so we have 2 full days left then. Hopefully that's enough. Save. Ronald Ames. Astrid Ames. Huh. Let's go back to Astrid. We never actually
D-52 heading to
talked
Astrid
with her.
Ames' residence, over.
Copy.
I'm sorry I couldn't talk to you earlier, detectives. Between this awful cold and the shock of Anna's murder, I was quite beside myself. But I'd like to be of help to you in any way I can.
That freeze frame. Got the eye the size of a peppercorn. A lot of people from the UK making it over here, I guess. Where were you the night of the murder?
Where were you between 10 and 2 a.m. on the night of the murder?
I'm afraid my life is frightfully boring, Detective. I was sound asleep.
From the looks of that motion detector, you've got a fairly sophisticated security system here.
That's true. In fact, normally I'd be able to document that no one came or went that night after 10. But we had a minor breakdown in the system. Since then, I fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Ames, why don't we start with the pot?
Well, I know that I shouldn't be so attached to material things, but, well, it was a bequest from my sister. Without a doubt, my favorite piece in my entire Indian collection. I've never seen another pot like it. Quite unusual. As far as we could trace it, it was very likely stolen from the Great Kiva on the Santa Vera Pueblo, probably in the early 40s. The Pueblo shaman, Ed Adita, made such an elaborate case for its being returned. No matter what Ronald feels, the pot really belongs to them.
Mm-hmm.
What made the pot unusual?
Well, it's at least 300 years old, possibly older. And the pattern. Pots from that period have very regular patterns of design, but this pot was different. There is a picture on one side of it. Oh, an exquisite little graphic.
A drawing of what?
Well, that's just it. You really can't tell. It's almost abstract. Just an organic shape.
Just making a note. Because we have the journal. I don't want to waste time here.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ames. You've been very helpful.
I do hope you find Anna's killer.
Don't underestimate old Astrid. Maybe somewhere deep inside that 80-year-old body there's a wild, nubile 60-year-old murderer trying to get out.
Shut up. You know what's going on here? So this is the journal that we had before. She said on one side there was some abstract pattern. Like that? Or it seems like what we're seeing here is the pattern. And it's not this. Like we gave something that looked like this to Joe Adata, and he was like, nah, fuck that. It's a fake. I wonder if it's this. You know, simple, like the Holy Grail. And it's just this thing here. I don't know. I think they're just having us run all over the place. Oh God, what's that? I think, yeah, they're just having us run all over about this pot. Probably got nothing to do with the pot. Let's go back to Karen Gordon.
On our way to see Karen Gordon. Over.
1040-52.
I still think it might be Jack. I guess no intro this time. A witness saw your car leave about 12:30.
Okay, all right, I left Ed's. Look, we had an argument and I left. I went to see another man. And the reason I didn't tell you is because I didn't want to get him back to Ed, okay? It was Jack, my ex-husband.
Oh, you lied to me.
He called me after his fight with Anna, and look, it was the spur-of-the-moment thing. I said yes, and he stayed at the house till, I don't know, maybe 1:32.
No, we already know that the gun used was a stolen gun. It's not hers. Ed Snyder at home. That's good stuff to know. Because now we can go to Jack and say, hey.
D-52, we're on our way to Jack Gordon's, over.
10-4.
Account for your fingerprints on the broken glass. Karen said there was a fight.
I didn't want to talk about it, okay? It's dumb, I know. Look, I was afraid I would be accused of killing Anna. We argued that night after coming back from the hearing. I went out to the studio just after 11, had a drink in my hand. I'd started drinking a little while before. Anna said I was too weak to stop. I smashed the glass down and walked out. Went to Clemente's pub. I didn't get back here until just after 2. I didn't go to the studio. I'm still licking my wounds, I guess. Look, I was so angry. I didn't know where else to go, who to turn to, so I went to her house. I stayed till almost 2. I couldn't stand the thought of everyone finding out.
Mm-hmm. Well. Relationship to victim, none. Oh, damn it. I forgot from the beginning. I do this. Like, what's the motive? The motive? Wasn't Elk Moon banging somebody? Suspect. Like, ex-friend. Like, husband's ex-wife. Motive? Revenge. I don't know. It seems like a weak-ass motive. Joe at Data. He's also a suspect. Acquaintance. Motive? It's not like really revenge. It's like he has to stop him. Like, informant. Like, acquaintance, I guess. Revenge. So we got our suspects over here. I think it's one of these. Let's head back out. Let's actually check out Roy Elk Moon. We got time. Day 4.
We're proceeding to Roy Elk Moon's residence, over.
Okay, D-52, copy.
Mr. Moon, we'd like to ask you a few questions. Can we get your name for the record?
Roy Elk Moon.
And your relation to the deceased?
Slow on the uptake, ain't you?
Indulge me.
I'm Anna's ex-husband. Last year's model. She's got herself a new set of wheels. Of course, they don't make them like they used to. If she'd lived, she'd have figured that out.
I don't think it was him.
Any idea who might have done it?
Hell, you're the detective. Anna couldn't help but make waves. Never knew when to leave well enough alone. Always pushing and pushing.
Like she pushed you?
You got something to say, say it.
What's your beef with Jack Gordon?
I mean, Mr. Instant Red Man? He's the one that turned Anna against me. One day she does a guest lecture thing in one of his classes. Next thing I know, she's seeing him more than she's seeing me. It was obvious what was going on.
When did you last see Anna?
Why do I get the feeling you already know the answer to that?
I'd like to hear it from you.
After the casino meeting, we talked.
Talked or argued?
We were doing fine until that scum took a swing at me. Yanked Anna away and forced her into the car.
I understand you kicked the car as they pulled out.
That was a message for the white man behind the wheel, not Anna.
And maybe you followed them home to finish delivering your message.
That's a load. I came right straight back here. Ask the neighbors. If you want my opinion, Jack was mad enough to kill. Fact is, Anna was about to settle with me, and that pissed him off big time. You ever thought of the possibility that maybe the great white professor murdered his Indian wife? And then hid the pots to make it look like a burglary?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
How'd you know there were pots missing?
I'm a freaking genius.
Honorary SOB. Guy beats his wife, she dumps him, and wham. He lets her have it big time. He's looking pretty guilty to me.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess the whole time I was supposed to just... Like, I don't think he's a suspect. Ex-husband. I mean... I guess revenge? But, like, why would he kill her when he was about to... have this settlement with his ex-wife and make a big chunk of money without having to kill her? I don't think it was him. What do we got here?
You've been on this case long enough to start showing some results. I'm getting heat you wouldn't believe. Now, the next time we talk, I want to hear there's been a breakthrough or somebody's going to be busted down to clerical.
Astrid Ames has just been shot. The
What?
chief requests that you proceed to her residence ASAP.
Who would shoot her? She's like 80 years old.
D-52 heading to Astrid Ames' residence. Over.
Copy.
The doctor has asked that you keep this brief. This has put a terrible stress on Mrs. Ames' heart.
Nonsense. You think that I was at death's door.
Mrs. Ames, can you tell us what happened?
Well, I was sitting at my desk near the window that faces the street. I was going over my papers that inventory my collection when I heard a gunshot really close by. It nearly knocked me off my chair. Well, I saw the shattered window first, and then the hole in the wall. At the same time, I heard a car squealing off. A few feet closer, and I wouldn't be talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't see who was in the car?
No, I was sitting with my back to the window. Although it may just be the last time that I do.
Were you in the house, Miss Mueller?
No, I had an errand to run.
I'm sure, like shooting Astrid. Uh-huh. We already knew this. Records indicate she called here, whatever.
Who might want to assault you like this?
Oh, God only knows. Maybe it was the same scoundrel who murdered Anna.
Okay.
D-52 proceeding to Sunny Two Feathers
this was
on the
Joey
Pueblo.
Data's
Over.
nephew?
D-52.
Or somebody.
Night Sky, Mr. NYPD Red. How are you? What can I do for you?
We're here about Anna Elkmoon's murder.
Yeah, that's a real shame. I heard about that this morning. She was a real hero to a lot of the young ones. I don't know what I could tell you, though, that you don't already know.
She was a pretty fierce opponent of your plans for the casino of the Ancient Ones.
Misguided, like a lot of folks. But I didn't take it personally. You don't last too long in Pueblo politics if you take it personally.
Mm-hmm.
I understand she spoke out at the casino meeting and got a pretty positive reaction.
Who'd you talk to? Her sidekick? That Belen boy? I tell you, I heard as many hisses as I did cheers. The irony is, Anna probably helped us more than she hurt us. She's not exactly Miss Popularity out here. Not since she took a hard line on expanding the Indian market.
You're saying to me you're glad she came out against the casino?
Well, a lot of folks think Anna wanted to have her cake and to eat it too. The folks around here know that the casino means a steady income, a chance to educate the kids. Anna's already made her bundle. It's easy to talk about slowing progress when you tool around town in a Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Santa Vera market?
Half the Indian population in Santa Vera makes its livelihood from the Indian market, directly or indirectly. If you get excluded from that, you might as well move out of town. But you know me, Night Sky. I'm not about to point my finger at any brother.
Like Raymond Wolfwalker, for instance?
You said it. I didn't.
Okay.
What's your connection to Ed Snyder?
Ed's the man that's going to bring prosperity to the Pueblo.
I understand there have been some tensions between the two of you lately?
Well, Ed's a businessman, looking out for his own interests. There's nothing wrong with that. But I've got responsibilities to my own people. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Where were you on the night of the murder between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m.?
Well, we were in meetings after the public hearing until about 11. And then me and a couple of the boys went over to the Bristlecombe bar to have some drinks and stayed till about midnight. That's it. I got home about 1 a.m.
So, you weren't party to any effort to get back at her?
Come on, Night Sky, you know better than that. Indians don't kill Indians. White men kill Indians.
I don't know. What about that Joe Data guy?
Thanks for your time, Two Feathers.
Much obliged. Say, we could still use your support for the casino, if you'd like to volunteer sometime.
I've never trusted that guy. He'd sell out in a second if he had the chance.
I don't think it was him, but I'm still going to put him as a suspect. I don't think he had any... It's like greed, maybe? I want that alibi verification. Also... Did I get an alibi for him? I didn't. Ha ha ha. Well, not much time in the day left. Raymond Wolfwalker. Who the hell's that guy?
We're on our way to Raymond Wolfwalker's. Over.
Copy that.
Ooh. It's a lot of pots.
Raymond Wolfwalker?
That's me. If you're looking for some of the best weavings, you've come to the right place.
We're detectives with the Santa Fe Force. We'd like to ask you a few questions about Anna Elkmoon.
Well, nobody I know around here is shedding any tears over what happened to that woman. She got what she deserved.
Why do you say that?
Anna Elkmoon had lost touch with the spirits, with the people, blinded by the white man's riches. She ran the Indian market like a tyrant. I lost my wife because of what she did. If it hadn't been for Anna Elkmoon, Mary would still be alive. No. No tears here.
Your wife committed suicide?
Things were beginning to turn around. It was the beginning of a new day. The people who saw Mary's work said it was some of the best in the valley. She deserved a place in the market. But that evil devil didn't give her one. All that power in the hands of a few, it's criminal. If you're an artist and you're turned away from the market, you might as well pack it up. Mary couldn't handle it.
Can you tell us your whereabouts between 10 and 2 a.m. the night of the murder?
Listen, I already told you. I had nothing to do with the shooting of Anna Elkmoon.
We still have to know.
A friend of mine was evicted out of his apartment, and I was helping him out. I was making trips back and forth to the shelter down on Camino Abrago. We got finished around 12:30. I went home, went to sleep. My mom was taking care of the kids.
I don't think it was him, but I got time.
Perhaps you wanted revenge.
A man who stoops to the evil of his enemies is no better than they are. Fate took care of Anna Elkmoon. And now Mary can find peace.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Wolfwalker.
Sure.
It wasn't him.
Ray's our guy. He holds Anna responsible for his wife's suicide, so he thinks eye for an eye and he pops her.
No. I mean... Nah. Last day. Okay. Well,
D-52, we're on
Never
our way to
checked
Paul
out this
Balin's
guy.
office. Over.
Okay, D-52, copy.
Like... Ah... Alright. Let's see if we can get this thing going again. Might take a minute. Oh wait.
Have a seat. I was hoping you'd come. This is about Anna, right?
Yes, Mr. Balin, it is.
Did you find the dirtbag who did this?
Well, we're still in the information gathering mode.
You know Ed Snyder and Sonny Two Feathers? They'd steamroll their own grandmothers if they thought this casino plan could get passed.
Hold on, I gotta get up for 1 second. There. Let's see. Do a little alt-tabbing to get back into the...
Are you accusing either one of them of her murder?
Well, I have no proof, but I believe they were tied up in it, yes.
I assume you were also at the public hearing. What happened afterward?
Well, we'd arranged to go over some strategy for the upcoming vote. We agreed that, I'd come over to the studio late. But, when I arrived, I realized that, there was someone else there.
So someone visited her after the meeting?
Yeah. There was a green Econoline van parked outside. So, I realized that our meeting could wait for a better time.
What time was that?
12:10, 12:15, sometime around then.
Do you remember any numbers or letters on the license plate?
No. It's just in-state plates, that's all.
And after you drove away?
I went home. I have a roommate. She saw me come in.
Mr. Balin, exactly what was your connection to Anna Elkmoon?
Well, we shared a common goal. She didn't want to see her people's culture trashed, and I didn't want to see a pristine corner of New Mexico ruined forever. There's no water. There's no infrastructure. It's a recipe for environmental disaster.
So that's it? You were political bedfellows?
I guess you could say that.
Okay. Thanks for your help. We'll be in touch.
Political bedfellows? Way I see it, Paul Balin finds Mr. Greenvan over there doing a little voting of his own, and Anna gets the big veto.
I don't know. Now, hold on. This thing... Cursor froze here again. Still waiting on these alibis here. Okay, Sonny Two Feathers.
No, Mr. Two Feathers has no alibi. He left the Bristlecone bar at midnight and didn't make it home until 1. The drive should have taken him half an hour. Where's the missing half hour?
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was him. But I bet it was that crusty old man now. Like, I mean, they've set it up to where I think it can be like anybody.
D-52 proceeding to Sunny Two Feathers on the Pueblo, over.
10-4 D-52.
Oh no. Alright. Was it 2? This 2? Okay.
Look, I'm a married man, and I didn't want it getting out. I made a stop that night, but, I've got a girlfriend.
Oh boy.
Juanita Morales. I promised her I'd come over. She's been on my case lately, and I went over there, and we talked and had a drink, and look, I don't want this getting back to my wife. But you can ask Juanita. I was there from 12:30 until almost 1.
Juanita, huh? I guess I can't ask her. Who the hell is she? Nobody here. We've never been to the Mongoose Tavern. Let's check that out.
D-52 to the Mongoose Tavern, over.
Maybe that's where Juanita is.
10-4 D-52.
Oh. It's like 4 people here. Like, how do I even choose? Clifford. I don't know. Let's go with this guy. That was it? What this shit kind of... what this shit kind of interview was that?
Personally, I suggest you take a hard look at the Indian market. Anna took a stand on the board a few years ago, opposed expanding the market, and won. Got a lot of people up in arms. Didn't some Indian artist commit suicide over it? Wolfwalker, I think her name was. Mary. Married to Raymond Wolfwalker. Weavers, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they said about Anna, don't you? Nobody tougher. They told her it couldn't be done, just got her all fired up. She saw trouble coming, she stood right up to it. I'd want to talk to Ed Snyder if I was you, Detective. He's the linchpin in this whole casino deal. Snyder and Sonny Two Feathers, Joe Detta's nephew, cooked this casino scheme up. They both stand to lose big, although now I understand they got their own battle going. Sonny doesn't like how the way Ed views the Indian ways. By the way, the Bristlecone Bar is only 20 minutes from Two Feathers' house on the Pueblo, and Anna Elkmoon's is on the way. He had time to commit the crime, ditch the evidence, and still be home by 1.
I don't know whether you've heard, but the pot Anna Elkmoon was cleaning is supposed to be cursed. And the fact that it was taken from the kiva. Wait a minute. I'm getting a vision. I'm seeing Anna involved with a young man who is jealous.
Oh.
Here we go. Fresh from her triumphant tour of the spirit world.
Very jealous. It's not her husband. His name starts with P. That's all I'm getting right now. I think he has important information.
I think you'll agree I've been pretty patient.
Yeah?
Now you're going to have to make your move, but the evidence better be good.
Oh man, like what evidence do I really have against... Go back to Snyder.
On our way to see Ed Snyder, over.
Okay, 1040-52.
I admit it was a mistake. Karen talked me into telling you that she had spent the night. I mean, with so much loose talk about her motives to get back at Anna, she needed protection. I figured I owed that to her. You better watch the hell what you say. Karen went home that night.
Mm-mm.
At least that's what she told me.
She was banging Jack.
If she's lying, so help me. Screw her. I don't need Karen. I don't need anybody. Sonny and I get along just fine. Oh, he's taken some political shots inside his community, and I understand there's some sensitivity there. So if he levels some criticism in my direction, I think you'll have to take that with a grain of salt. Which one of the vultures hovering around me told you that? Sonny Two Feathers? One of the fools down at the Mongoose? If you're expecting an indignant denial, I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed. The fact is, if the casino goes down, I don't know where I'm going to turn to next. I am leveraged up the wazoo. But if you think, with all that at stake, I would risk turning Anna Elk Moon into a martyr, you must think I'm the world's biggest idiot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I need that. I need Joe Data's evidence. I got no time.
Joey Data, the medicine man, checks out okay.
What?
After the casino hearing, he spent the night with his granddaughter on the Pueblo. He can't even drive. He makes about as likely a suspect as Gandhi.
Shit. I mean, I guess the only one I have evidence for is Jack. Can't be that simple though, right? What the hell's going on in the library anyway?
D-52 heading to the library, over.
10-4.
Okay, just some old newspaper. I don't know.
D-52, we're on our way to Paul Balin's office, over.
Okay, D-52, copy.
Do you have anything more?
In his dreams, Anna was revered by most of the people at the Pueblo. She was treated with the same respect as a tribal elder. Yeah, I mean, sure, she mentioned it, but I never attached any particular importance to it. I mean, her art wasn't something that we really talked about.
I don't know. I got no time. And we never talked to this Ames guy.
D-52 proceeding to Ronald Ames' residence, over.
Okay, 10-4 D-52.
We don't have time, really. Shit! Give me a second here.
Your name and occupation?
Ron Ames. I'm a carpenter here in Santa Fe.
You working now?
I'm finishing up an addition on Frank Delgado's house on Portrero.
Did you know she was cleaning a pot from your aunt's collection?
I don't get it. Is that somehow connected to the murder?
Let me ask you this, Mr. Ames. We understand you quarreled with your aunt over her wanting to return that pot to the Santa Vera Pueblo Indians.
Who told you that? No doubt the ever-vigilant dragon lady. I got along great with my aunt until Inga decided that she didn't like me. For the past 3 years, she's done everything in her power to poison Astrid against me. You ask me, she's just hanging around waiting for my aunt to die. She figures she'll inherit everything.
Did you know Anna Elkmoon?
Well, I know her work. Seen her around town, but I don't know her personally.
Seems like a stupid question to ask, but...
Did you steal the pot?
Oh, please. And murder Anna Elkmoon to boot? Are you nuts? I mean, sure, I want what rightfully belongs to me, but I'm not going to risk a jail sentence to get it. Much less kill someone.
Where were you between 10 and 2 on the night of the murder?
We were at a party at my wife's folks' house in Pecos. We stayed the night, drove home the next day. Ask him yourself.
I wonder if at the end of day 5 it makes me make a decision, or if I have to go back to the station before the end of day 5.
Thanks. Appreciate the help.
'Cause
We'll
I
be
think
in touch if we have any other
I
questions.
don't think I've got what I need
Anytime.
to finish
Oh,
this.
say hi to my aunt if you see her. Assuming you can get past the dragon at the gate.
Uh-huh.
Ron wants that pot real bad, and it's not because it reminds him of dear old Mom.
Nah, I don't think it was him. So let's go back to the station.
Heading back to headquarters, over.
Copy that, D-52.
We're just gonna have to make do with what we got, I guess. Arrest warrant. Wait, it takes time for an arrest warrant, doesn't it? Shit! Oh man, like, the only person would be like Jack Gordon. Wait, hold on. Can I just arrest whoever and then talk to them in interrogation? What's this?
D-52, the chief requests that you proceed to his office ASAP.
Oh. Alright, here we go.
You know, Gordon may be the only man in this town who has a drinking problem that saved him. His presence at Clemente's pub at 11, and then his arrival at Karen Gordon's for their little tryst, puts him out of contention. You know the weird thing? Gordon must have walked right past his wife's studio on his way back in. That's his problem. This thing's gotten too hot to handle.
We're passing it off to the FBI. Let me give you a little piece of advice.
Okay.
Next time, get your ducks in a row before you line up the crosshairs. Now get out of here.
That hurts my feelings. So, bad ending. Now I wonder, is the game just gonna let me choose? Like, just kind of like brute force? Oh, this, damn it, I forgot to save before getting back to the police headquarters. Let me go back to this Mongoose again.
D52 to the Mongoose Tavern, over.
1040 52.
Who we talk to? Not this time waster. He just smiles at you for 15 minutes. I think it was him.
You know what they said about Anna, don't you? Nobody tougher. Told her it couldn't be done, just got her all fired up. She saw trouble coming, she stood right up to it. I'd want to talk to Ed Snyder if I was you, Detective. He's the linchpin in this whole casino deal. Snyder and Sonny Two Feathers, Joe Detta's nephew, cooked this casino scheme up. They both stand to lose big, although now I understand they got their own battle going. Sonny doesn't like how the way Ed views the Indian ways. By the way, the Bristlecone Bar is only 20 minutes from Two Feathers' house on the Pueblo, and Anna Elkmoon's is on the way. He had time to commit the crime, ditch the evidence, and still be home by 1.
So this is the guy that points to Sonny Two Feathers. Is that right?
No, Mr. Two Feathers has no alibi. He left the Bristlecone Bar at midnight and didn't make it home until 1. The drive should have taken him half an hour. Where's the missing half hour?
Right. Where is that missing half hour? But it doesn't let me go back there immediately? Alright, let's check out Ed Snyder.
On our way to see Ed Snyder, over.
Okay, 1040 52.
Again.
I admit it was a mistake. Karen talked me into telling you that. She had spent the night. I mean, with so much loose talk about her motives to get back at Anna, she needed protection. I figured I owed that to her. You better watch the hell what you say.
Watch the hell?
Karen went home that night.
Hell you say.
At least that's what she told me. And if she's lying, so help me. Screw her. I don't need Karen. I don't need anybody. Sonny and I get along just fine. Oh, he's taken some political shots inside his community, and I understand there's some sensitivity there. So if he levels some criticism in my direction, I think you'll have to take that with a grain of salt.
Alright. Or can I go back to... Yeah.
D52 proceeding to Sonny Two Feathers on the Pueblo, over.
10-4 D52.
Look, I'm a married man, and I didn't want it getting out. I made a stop that night, but I've got a girlfriend, Juanita Morales. I promised her I'd come over. She's been on my case lately, and I went over there, and we talked and had a drink, and look, I don't want this getting back to my wife. But you can ask Juanita. I was there from 12:30 until almost 1.
Uh-huh.
Whoever killed Anna, I can guarantee it had nothing to do with the casino. And the people of the Pueblo, they're proud and they're strong. There is no way they would let anyone scare them into voting one way or another. What Ed's doing, bringing the casino to Santa Vera, I support 100%. But I'm not going to tell you that I think the man's a saint. As a matter of fact, we had some understandings about who's going to get the contracts for the building, the bulldozing, the roads, that kind of thing, but overnight, the man just changed his mind. I don't have to tell you, that put a strain on things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. I can't go to that Juanita Morales person. No signs of a struggle. So she knew this person. Cigarette, but that could have been planted. It's like anything Jack related, I guess, is wrong. Did we... Van trace. Let's go back to Delgado.
We're on our way to Frank Delgado's gallery. Over.
10-4.
Yes, my company owns a van. Used for business purposes only. I don't own it personally.
When was the last time the van was used?
About 2 weeks ago, we drove it to Don Juan's for a new fuel line.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think you'll agree I've been pretty patient. Now you're going to have to make your move, but the evidence better be good.
Yoey Tera, the medicine man, checks out okay. After the casino hearing, he spent the night with his granddaughter on the Pueblo. He can't even drive. He makes about as likely a suspect as Gandhi.
D-52 heading to Astrid Ames' residence. Over.
Copy.
Her again.
We've had problems with the monitors before. If you ask me, the company installed a defective system. I discovered the problem a couple of days later when Mrs. Ames became very nervous about our security and asked me to call to change the access code.
I don't know, her lip was quivering there.
Of officer, I do not see what connection my salary has to Miss Elkmoon's death. However, I will tell you that Mrs. Ames has made sure that I am very well provided for.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure. Well, I wonder if anything is... Why would I go back here?
We're on our way to Raymond Wolfwalker's. Over.
Copy that.
Guess he's got something else to say. Oh, yeah.
Any number of potters could have made a good enough knockoff. She wasn't real popular, as I said, but I don't dwell on the misfortune of others as much as I'd like to in this case. Everyone knew him, just nobody wanted anything to do with that low-life scum.
Rude.
She was the only one there. You calling my mom a liar?
Okay, we got time to meet with like one more person.
D-52 to the Mongoose Tavern. Over.
1040-52.
Like anyone else knew.
McCorse is a bad gambler. Hardcore. I see him all the time at the bingo parlors on the outskirts of Santa Fe. Probably squandering what little money he has. Gotta feel sorry for people like him and Ronald Ames.
Ames? He's a gambler too?
You kidding? That kid's so deep into this bookie I know, he better start wearing Kevlar knee protectors. I hear he'll bet on which hole a lizard will crawl into first. Could be he's looking for a hole himself.
According to my sources at the crime lab.
What do you mean, sources? There's only one source at the crime lab.
All right, according to Wendy Maricama. That brand of phosphate you found at McCorse's residence matches the potassium nitrogen sulfur blend found in the mud on the floor of Anna Elkmoon's studio.
By the way, that hot flash I was getting about Anna's involvement with a jealous young man, I did some poking around. Turns out she was having a full-blown affair with that activist kid, Paul Balin. What I hear is that it may have been threatening the marriage.
That was a ton of shit. Ah, man. Save. Back to this Ames guy.
D-52 proceeding to Ronald Ames' residence. Over.
Okay, 1040-52.
Oh.
Your name and occupation?
Ron Ames. I'm a carpenter here in Santa Fe.
Yeah.
You working now?
I'm finishing up an addition on Frank Delgado's house on Portrero.
I have to be quick with this, so I can't waste too much time.
Did you know Anna Elkmoon?
Well, I know her work. Seen her around town, but I don't know her personally.
Did you know she was cleaning a pot from your aunt's collection?
I don't get it. Is that somehow connected to the murder?
Let me ask you this, Mr. Ames. We understand you quarreled with your aunt over her wanting to return that pot to the Santa Vera Pueblo Indians.
Who told you that? No doubt the ever-vigilant dragon lady. I got along great with my aunt until Inga decided that she didn't like me. For the past 3 years, she's done everything in her power to poison Astrid against me. You ask me, she's just hanging around waiting for my aunt to die. She figures she'll inherit everything.
Do you deny the argument took place?
No. No. It was a very personal thing. That pot belonged to my mother. It was the only thing of value she had when she died. Years ago, she willed it to Astrid, never believing that Astrid would outlive her. When my mother was on her deathbed, Astrid promised she would leave it to me. Unfortunately, she reneged.
I have to get out of the interview.
Appreciate the help. We'll be in touch if we have any other
I
questions.
got no time.
Anytime. Oh, say hi to my aunt if you see her. Assuming you can get past the dragon at the gate.
Ron wants that pot real bad, and it's not because it reminds him of dear old Mom.
Let's... Okay, well... This is it. We're gonna have
Heading
to
back to headquarters, over.
go here and take a
Copy
guess.
that, D-52.
I guess it's not Jack then. Is this a link to... Huh. Who is it then? Can't be... Don't even tell me it's this Carrie March lady. Because her... I wonder if it's like anyone who has a verified alibi is just good to go. Ed Snyder. God, I don't know. Let's see. What? Incorrect relationship. It's like, hold on. So, so suspect. No. I guess no for you. Karen was banging Jack. Frank Delgado. Possibly. It's not going to be Tom McHorse. Relationship. What the hell was her, Carrie March's relationship? God, it's been so long since I even talked to her. Acquaintance? That can't be. Robbery. That ain't it. Suspect. You were the art dealer? Greed. I think you were an acquaintance? I think it was greed. Like, he wanted that casino to go through. Okay. Do I just wait? Do I go back?
Heading back to headquarters, over.
Copy that, D-52.
Oh wait, hold on. Cause I can go to his place now.
D-52 proceeding to Sunny Two Feathers on the Pueblo, over.
10-4, D-52.
Get him. Oh. Okay, let's see what's going on.
We're looking for Sunny Two Feathers.
Not here.
Do you know where we can find him?
I'm not too sure. I think he got a call from Ed Snyder just before he left.
Uh-oh.
Maybe he went over there.
Thanks.
All right.
On our way to see Ed Snyder, over.
Okay, 10-4, D-52.
Mm-hmm.
Detectives.
Who the hell are you?
I'm afraid Mr. Snyder is left for the day. Is there anything I can help you with?
Where did he go?
Well, he didn't tell me. Let me check his book. There's a phone number right here in his handwriting.
What is it?
555-4385.
That's Joe Adata's number. What do you say we go pay Joe a visit?
Maybe it was that old man. Am I on the right track? I feel it. I can smell it. I'm just gonna do another save. Just because I feel like it. 'Cause I'm that kind of guy.
Proceeding to Joe Data's residence, over.
Copy that, D-52.
Officers, I'm so glad you came. My grandfather's missing. He went with his coffee to go sit by the river this morning and never returned. All we found was this. His cup.
No other sign?
No. Kathy Sosi, Granddad's neighbor, she said she thought she saw Granddad get into a fancy white car with a man in a cowboy hat. She said they headed out that way. But that just goes deep onto Pueblo land. After a few miles, it's not passable.
What's out there?
Some old Indian ruins, a sweat lodge, and Diablo Canyon.
Diablo Canyon. It's easy to get lost up there, isn't it?
Yes, you have to go on foot.
We'll go take a look. Call headquarters if he shows up.
What the hell's going on? What is this shit? I got like 45 minutes. Is the game gonna give me like all the time I need? I'm super spooked. For Sweat Lodge, Indian ruins. Let's just do them in order.
D-52 to the Sweat Lodge, over.
Copy, D-52.
I don't know. Uh-oh.
Adeta, you in there?
Hopefully.
Your family's looking for you.
Is it a dead
it's the
man?
Police.
Oh, he's... Oh.
Adeta, that you?
Night Sky, what the hell are you doing here?
We're looking for Joe Adeta. He's disappeared.
Well, he's not in here. What was that?
I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Let's go.
Who the hell was that? I think that was the Art Institute guy.
D-52 proceeding to Kiva Ruins, over.
10-4.
Who the hell's that?
Adeta!
Night Sky?
No, Adeta! Can you hear me?
I guess he's not here. What was that? Come on, let's go.
Alright, well... Diablo Canyon, I guess.
D-52, we're heading to the canyon, over.
Over, D-52.
Move it. Now, or
Next time I shoot to kill.
Let me see the pot again.
You're stalling. Get going. Move it.
Snyder! Hold it right there.
Well, nice guy. You're smarter than I thought. I'll give you credit for that. Now let's just hope that you're smart enough to turn around and go back to where you came from. Or your friend here is gonna have to pay the price.
Snyder, drop the gun. You don't want to hurt an old man like Adata. What is he to you?
He is my ticket to the lost Kiva, that's what.
Drawing on the pot?
That's right. Anna realized that the illustration showed a landmark somewhere in this area. And this is the only man who knows which one.
No one knows for sure.
The Kiva's just an old legend. You're chasing a phantom, Snyder. I guarantee it. Now let the old man go.
No can do. Those Hellraisers find out that the Kiva sits under or near my casino site. My plans will come to a grinding halt. I'll be ruined.
Do what the man says, Ed.
Well. There's Anna Elk Moon's killer night sky. Looks like I brought him right to you. And I don't even want a reward.
He put me up to it. I'll swear to that.
I had to get rid of Anna. Ed said he would tell the elders about my stake in the casino. I tried to keep the pot away from him, Uncle Joe, but he wanted to get rid of anything that could hurt the deal. But I'm not going to let you hurt my uncle.
You got what you came for. Now take him and go.
Here's your reward, you son of a...
What a great line.
Freeze!
Here's your reward, you son of a bitch.
Sonny Two Feathers and Ed Snyder are currently serving life sentences for the murder of Anna Elkmoon. Ed Snyder was also sentenced to 20 years for the kidnapping and assault on Joe Adetta. Based on Sonny's confession, this is what happened. Sonny was with his Uncle Joe Adetta the afternoon Anna called Joe. She thought the sacred pot's design with its double peaks could point to the ancient Kiva site at the base of the twin mountains of the Santa Cristos, right where the casino development was planned. That's all the ammunition Anna would need to kill the casino deal. Ed blackmailed Sonny into killing Elkmoon, threatening to reveal Sonny's very substantial stake in the casino development and exposing him as a disgrace to his people. The night of the murder, Sonny found Tom McHorse at the Saguaro bar and drugged him, taking his van to the Elkmoon residence. After midnight, Sonny cornered Anna in her studio and shot her. 1 bullet straight to the head. He then planted evidence to frame McHorse, including the cigarette butt and the gardener's dirt print laced with phosphates. Sonny had a fake pot made overnight by a potter in the Santa Vera market and stowed the pot in Tom McHorse's van. What neither of the men had counted on was that Sonny's Uncle Joe Adetta would detect the fake. When the frame on McHorse began to unravel, Ed ordered the assault on Astrid Ames to divert suspicion away from casino supporters. Ed Snyder's greed proved to be his undoing. He wanted to plunder the Kiva before burying its secrets forever, but that meant enlisting Joe Adetta to help him find the site. When Sonny found out about it, he knew Ed would never let the old man live, and he had enough blood on his hands already. Sonny's remorse for his crimes were real. Ed Snyder's only regret was getting caught. Ironically, the casino project was voted down in what a lot of people saw as a sympathy vote for Anna Elkmoon. The ancient pot has been returned to Joe Adetta, shaman of the Santa Vera Pueblo. Whether it ever pointed the way to the famous lost Kiva remains a mystery.
Nice work, you two. You do your job. My job's a piece of cake. Take a few days off, but not too many. You know Santa Fe. It'll only be a few more days before some nutcase out there decides to make our lives interesting again.
Well, I don't know. I thought it was an alright game. I just wish wish there was maybe more detective type work in it. And I also wish the game would have detected the CDs a bit better so I didn't have to remount them all the time. But I think that's always kind of a problem with these type of games. Multiple discs. But anyway, there's a second Santa Fe Mysteries game that I may play sometime in the future. I've got it on my list. I am glad I finally got around to playing this, though. I'm also glad I forgot completely who the killer was. Got it on the second try. Yeah, the game kind of sets it up to where it's like, well, I guess anyone could be the murderer, and it's tough without having a bunch of evidence to really know who you should be arresting, but I don't know. That was a good way to spend my afternoon. So thank you for hanging out with me. And let's see, tomorrow we'll go back to a Railroad Tycoon. I do have some longer cables coming today, so I can test out my capture card on the PS3, PS4. Maybe on Monday, I think I might look into Metal Gear Solid 3 as the next game, or 2, or 1, or whatever. But anyway, again, thanks for hanging with me, and I will catch you all tomorrow at noon Pacific time. All right. See ya.